So Neutrogena and Gaius Centre Saudativus coming round Cape Horn. Neutrogena came round at around about 2:12 UTC this morning in very strong breezes. They're expecting about 35 to 40, but Guillermo Altadil told us he saw 45 and close to 50 in the gusts. Very, very big waves, but there they go round Cape Horn this morning. A big moment for Guillermo Altadil and for Jose Munoz. And Gaius jibing about 30 miles off the coast last night. Just put in another jibe and they're heading in. We'll pass fairly close to Cape Horn, and they have slightly better conditions, but the full Cape Horn experience really for Neutrogena early this morning.
Well, it was quite tough. The rounding horns was quite windy. Some squalls with 45, 50 knots of wind and really big waves, more than the predicted. We thought it was going to be only 35 knots and normal waves, but it was huge waves. So we have to make a couple of jives, which was not easy in the middle of the night. And yeah, it was a bit complicated. And now we are gaining north, and we go to pass the Leeuwin Strait, which is another complicated place because it's still windy, and we have to do a couple of jobs. Quite a lot of current as well. It's a narrow passage. You say for a lot of miles, but it's quite complicated. So the last 74 hours was full on. And for the next couple of days, we will get some southwesterly wind, which is going to be good for we can gain north pretty quick. And then unfortunately it's going to be north winds, which is going to be upwind. At least the next couple of days we can gain north straight away.
So it was at 2:12 UTC this morning that Guillermo Altadil and Jose Munoz on the Neutrogena went round the Cape Horn, 7th time round for Altadil, and the 2nd time round for the Chilean co-skipper Jose Munoz. Conditions were very, very tough. We heard from Guillermo just about to jibe this morning, so we only got a few minutes with them in the different languages, but he did tell us that conditions were a little bit tougher than they expected. They were expecting 35 knots, something like that, but they saw squalls over 45, even up to 50 knots. Very, very big waves, so really the full authentic Cape Horn experience for the Catalan and Chilean partnership. Had to make a couple of jibes on the way in, and it really was quite complicated. He said they were going up towards the Leeuwin Straits, another little complicated area. It's still quite windy. They had a couple of jibes still to go. They have slowed down a little bit, back to about 13, 14 knots. They came into Cape Horn quite quickly. But really the experience and confidence for Guillermo really would be helping for Jose Munoz under the circumstances. Seemed to have accomplished that quite smoothly. And the last 24 hours, he said, really have been very, very full on. But they're going to get a couple of days of southwesterly and westerly winds. And that means that they can go in a much more direct northerly route than is being taken just now by Chemini Pujala. So that should see Guillermo and Jose catching up a few miles on the Chemini Pujala partnership up in front. They're still just under 1,000 miles ahead, but Chemini Pujala will be slowed and into lighter airs. Guillermo and Gaius not too far behind, about 10 hours behind at Cape Horn it will be. They have had a good trajectory in Ana Corbea and Gerard Moran. They've had a nice trajectory in. They've jibed about 30 miles off the coast. They're probably making 3 jibes and will come close to Cape Horn on the way past. Routing reckoned about 6 to 10 miles. They will have daylight. They will be the first of our Barcelona World Race fleet to pass in daylight. So hopefully we should get some nice images from them. Then further back in the fleet will Renault Captur, just starting to catch up a little bit. They should have much better conditions to catch We Are Water and to catch up with One Planet, One Ocean. So today's animation clearly showing Chimney Pugila making progress up slightly more with an easterly direction, Neutrogena and Gaius approaching Cape Horn yesterday and yesterday night, and Neutrogena getting round this morning. We are water and one planet, one ocean still close together. Renault Capture getting across the top of the low pressure system, now into better breeze, making some small gains on the two boats in front, and Spirit of Hungary, having left, made very slow miles for the first few hours in very, very light breezes, just 2 to 3 knots. And then looking at the front of the fleet, there you see Chimney Pugila making more easterly because of the high pressure to their northwest, low pressure to their southeast. And that's the situation. So the ranking for the Barcelona World Race is Saturday the 28th of February, the 9 o'clock ranking this morning. Chimney Pugila, as you can see, heading 63 degrees course, so more east. They have this low pressure to their southeast and high pressure to their northwest, and so they're working the rotation of that just now. Going into lighter and more upwind conditions, but 12.4 knots of boat speed this morning. Neutrogena 12.7 knots. They've made about 60 miles or so on Chimney Pugila, and will continue to make today. Gaius Centros Auditivos 13.7 knots. Fastest boat on the ranking is Renault Capture, making 17.2 knots, and so catching one planet, one ocean quite nicely just now. And we are water, steady speeds, 15-16 knots, and Spirit of Hungary has sped up a little bit, average 5.4 since he started from Bluff.
Hola amigos, aquí estamos a bordo del We Are Water, pasando esta calma pacífica, porque estamos en mitad, bueno, en mitad aún no, pero en el Pacífico, en medio del Pacífico, rumbo a Cabo de Hornos, con poquito viento. De las grandes, para aprovechar al máximo el viento, en niebla muy densa, niebla como en el Pla de Lleida, bien calmadita. Parece ser que luego vendrán vientos de norte y noroeste que nos llevarán rumbo a Cabo de Hornos. We are water.
Good morning everybody, today we are the 28th of February. A big day for the Atelier family as the father crossed the Cape Horn this night, and the son won the fourth leg of the Volvo Ocean Race on the boat Mapfre. So a big day for the Atelier family. Concerning the Barcelona World Race fleet, we have Chimney Pugila still leading the fleet, and just before this cold front arriving from Cape Horn. And so right now they are having 20 to 25 knots of wind coming from the southwest, and they are still heading east, northeast. That's the situation in 24 hours. We have a big high pressure coming from Argentina and moving east, so that means the situation is very difficult here. So is it better to be located in the west and very close to the center of the high pressure, or is it better to be at the east of this high pressure system? So that's why I think that Chimney Pugila is heading east for after coming more north. Concerning Neutrogena and Gaius, so Neutrogena crossed the longitude of Cape Horn this night, and Gaius is going to cross the same longitude around 10 hours later, so that means around midday for us. Right now they are having westerly winds 30 knots, because of this low pressure located just after the Cape Horn, and there is a high pressure building on the Argentinian coast. So the question for them is, where are they going to pass? West of the Malvinas or east of the Malvinas? If we have a look in 24 hours, the situation will be a bit complicated, because the high pressure we had here is moving very fast to the east of Malvinas. So that means if you passed west of the Malvinas, you will be downwind sailing in southwesterly winds, and if you passed west of the Malvinas, you will have northeasterly breeze upwind sailing. So the question will be, downwind or upwind sailing for the boat here. For We Are Water, One Planet, One Ocean, Farmaton, they are just behind this big ridge and before this cold front, so the situation for them is a windy situation for the next 48 hours with the wind blowing from the north between 25 to 30 knots. And for Renault Capture, just behind this cold front, just over the low pressure, they are having 30 to 35 knots of wind coming from the west. Concerning Spirit of Hungary, they left Bluff yesterday at midday and they had very difficult 24 hours because they just sailed 150 miles in very, very light condition, upwind sailing. But now, as the low pressure here is coming a bit closer to the New Zealand, they are having more and more wind coming from the southwest, so the situation is going to be better for in the next hours, and tonight the condition will be much better also.